wanted to show you where I am on this Canadian fishing tackle patent project. I've got a spreadsheet, and it goes basically back to the very earliest ones that we could find that relate to fishing. They're not all sport fishing tackle like modern rods and reels. They go back, they include nets, lobster traps, and so forth. But we've tried to keep it pretty much, at least with the later stuff, more oriented to sport fishing. You can see the spreadsheet here. It's just the same information you would get from the patent office, but it also includes the Canadian Patent Office records, which give you a little more information than you can get at the patent office. I've got the spreadsheets in a table. It can be sorted any which way. You can sort it by inventor name, for example, just like that. You can filter, so if I just want to look at the lures, for example, and I just want to look at the lures made by or invented by Canadian inventors, or at least inventors with Canadian addresses. This is the list of them. I can, while I have that filtered, I can of course change the order, and so it's quite interesting the way I've got it. So this column here, column C, links right to the patent office. So if you click this, you get the regular patent office link. If you click here, you get taken to the Hathi Trust, where all of the Canadian Patent Office records are located, and you'll see the utility of that in a second if you haven't seen that before. Now, some of these are still copyrighted, and you can't get access to them with a Canadian IP address, but you can with a US IP address. And at least for half of 1924, you can't see anything. It's not published online. But so those are there. You don't need my local database. But what I have also done is I've actually clipped all of the files that relate to these patents, and I've got them in a disk locally, and I've got, at least my version of it has a local link. So if I click this, it opens up the files. So these are all of the files that I captured relating to 242688. And so, I mean, you've seen all these before. I'm just trying to show you the utility of the spreadsheet and how it's organized. So I've captured everything off the patent office, and because I've done that, you can't sell it. This particular page here is the record for the patent. So this is not at the CIPO website. This is in the Canadian Patent Office record, and they're off in archives or in libraries, and I've been shown where to find these things. So this is important because it also tells you specifically where the inventors come from. You've mentioned a lot of them didn't have the inventor locations listed. Well, the record actually resolves all of that. It's just an abbreviation, small version of the drawing, and usually the first claim. Here's the full-size drawing from the patent office that you are familiar with, and of course the claims and description. So I've got all that. I've captured it all. We're at the end of the project. Will probably go till about 1930 or so. At the moment, we have captured up to the end of 1924, ignoring any oversights or errors. So I just wanted to let you know that is where the project's at the moment, and because it's the data from the Canadian Intellectual Property Office, I don't own the data, neither does Alan, so the only thing we can do is give it away. And so at some point, we're going to just make it available. We haven't figured out how we're going to do that, but it's basically going to be free or the cost of the disk. If that's even necessary, I might be able to distribute it from the cloud. So that's my information. Thought you'd be interested.